In 2005, the Banco Central do Brasil branch in Fortaleza protected millions of dollars behind defenses designed to withstand military-grade assaults. As Brazil's highest federal financial authority, once the massive steel door sealed shut for the weekend, the security team considered the vault entirely secure. Inside that vault sat rows of bundled 50 real notes, the official currency of Brazil. These specific bills had been collected from across the country and were awaiting incineration. Because they were marked for destruction, the bank had not logged their individual serial numbers into the active circulation registry, making the cash virtually untraceable. The building's architects engineered every alarm, motion sensor, and camera to protect the steel door. They treated the 1.1-meter-thick, reinforced concrete floor as a natural, impenetrable barrier. No ground-penetrating radar or seismic sensors were ever installed. Relying completely on the vault door's strength, the bank decided not to insure the money, calculating that the risk of theft was near zero. They even left the internal security cameras in a live feed loop that did not record any footage to an archive. Institutional security is only as strong as its unexamined blind spots. By focusing entirely on a horizontal breach, the bank left the floor unguarded, practically inviting an attack from below. 3 months before the heist, a group of men rented a commercial property exactly 1 block away from the bank. They painted the facade bright green and hung professional signage for a business called Grama Sintética. Grama Sintética is Portuguese for artificial turf. This map illustrates the exact geographic relationship between the two buildings. The fake landscaping business sat on Rua 25 de Marco, a busy commercial avenue, precisely 80 meters away from the Banco Central vault. Digging an underground corridor requires removing an estimated 30 metric tons of earth. The gang bagged the excavated soil and loaded it into a white company-branded van in broad daylight. To the neighbors, a garden supply company hauling bags of dirt looked perfectly normal. The crew hid a massive industrial excavation behind the routine schedules of blue-collar labor. They proved that the most effective way to conceal a major criminal operation is to make it look like a boring legitimate business. Beneath the city, the crew engineered a highly sophisticated underground corridor. They installed a heavy wooden framework along the walls and ceiling to prevent the sandy soil from collapsing, and strung electric lighting along the entire 80-meter span. Fortaleza's subterranean heat combined with intense physical exertion created dangerous working conditions. To solve this, the crew installed a full continuous air conditioning system to ventilate the shaft, allowing diggers to work in constant rotations. On the afternoon of Friday, August 5th, the bank locked up for the weekend. The crew positioned themselves directly beneath the vault and used diamond-tipped jackhammers to silently slice through the 1.1-meter-thick reinforced concrete floor. After breaking through the floor, they found themselves surrounded by 3.5 metric tons of cash. Working through the night, they loaded $70 million worth of 50 real notes onto a system of improvised carts running on rails, extracting the entire haul without triggering a single alarm. By utilizing air-conditioned shafts, diamond-cutting tools, and structural engineering, the crew executed a flawless extraction. Organized crime had evolved from brute force bank stick-ups into disciplined industrial-scale logistics. The tunnel gang successfully stole $70 million, but immediately faced a lethal logistical problem. They now possessed 3.5 tons of physical paper money that could not be deposited into any legitimate financial institution. The sheer volume of cash forced impulsive decisions. Days after the heist, one gang member walked into a dealership and purchased 11 vehicles simultaneously, paying entirely in physical bills. The dealer panicked and immediately notified the police. Following the money, investigators intercepted a vehicle transport truck in the state of Minas Gerais. Hidden inside the door panels and trunks of the brand-new cars, police found $6 million in stolen central banknotes, exposing the gang's crude smuggling operation. The used, untraceable bills made the Banco Central vault a highly attractive target, but the physical weight and sheer volume of the payout turned the cash into a massive tracking beacon, exposing the gang to everyone watching. The public revelation of the stolen $70 million painted an instant target on the backs of the crew. Within weeks, rival criminal factions initiated a wave of kidnappings, hunting down the tunnelers to extort their cuts of the payout. Luis Fernando Ribeiro, known in the underworld as Barão, was a key financier of the operation. Barão is Portuguese for Baron. In October 2005, kidnappers grabbed him outside a nightclub. His family paid a ransom of over $1 million, but his captors executed him anyway, leaving his body in an empty field. The subsequent investigation into Barão's death revealed the terrifying reality. 2 of the men arrested for the murder were active-duty police officers, using their intelligence access to hunt down the newly wealthy thieves. The Brazilian authorities launched a massive dragnet, eventually indicting 133 individuals connected to the heist. Yet even 2 decades later, over $45 million has never been recovered, having vanished entirely into the country's informal economy. The tunnel gang spent 3 months quietly breaking through 1.1 meters of reinforced concrete, yet the most dangerous phase of the operation began only after they reached the surface. Surviving the lethal paranoid consequences of stealing $70 million proved more difficult than defeating the bank's steel vault.